Hello. So, I'm going to be talking about some techniques to use to help with some mental illnesses, especially OCD, because that's what I struggle with personally. So I would always be distracted because of my OCD, and it would really kind of get in the way of like everything. So this is going to be kind of an in general thing. This chart that I was talking about in the last video, it's called the overpower chart, and this is pretty much just for any struggle. As you can see, yeah, this is any struggle. It's not just for a specific mental problem, and it isn't even from people with mental disorders. It's even if you're just wanting to become more happy in general, you know, or there's something distracting you in general, you know, if you're not 100% in this zone that I was talking about before, and you're not always just feeling it, then this is a good way to organize your thoughts. So what it is you get a piece of paper, you fold it into 3 parts, like so. Fold one down, fold one over it. I did the wrong way. So you fold this one down and fold this one over it. So then this is the cover. You can make it as you wish. And then on the very inside is your goal. And I wrote that backwards. So my goal is God realization, peace, and patience. Yeah, that's pretty much all I'd really want. But this can also be used for any goal, even if it's like really small goals. So yeah, what you do is on the part that goes on top, the part that goes on top of that is all the things that are distracting you from that. So for example, mine would be OCD, attachment to time, impatience, and attachment in general. So yeah, and on half of that you list all the things, half of that you have all the list of the things that are distracting you from it, and then on the other half you go in depth about those things. And for example, I wrote attachment. You can give yourself a little list on like ways that you can overcome it. Like for attachment, number 1, I put for myself, don't live on a schedule and do something daily out of your comfort zone. I would always be like, so at 9 o'clock I do this, and then by 12 I must be done with that, and I must do this, and then I better be in bed by 2, or whatever. That was bad, and I would just always live by it to the point where I was like distracted, like, oh my gosh, what time is it? I better stop what I'm doing because it's time, you know. That's bad. Okay. So yeah. Another thing, and then I put impatience, breath practices, yoga. Yeah, I didn't go in depth of all the things that I wrote, but it's really helpful to give yourself little 1, 2, 3, you know, lists to not just look at like attachment to time. Whoa, back up now. Like that's something that you gotta give yourself steps, because you get overwhelmed when you just look at something like, oh, impatience, yeah, I'll work on that. I'm working on it right now because I'm chilling. Yeah. So then the part that folds over it, well, that is the title. But on the inside of that, you write all the things that overpower that, like all the things that are more important than that, and pretty much the reason why you're trying to stop doing that. Like I put the God, the self, this like the spirit, meditation, yoga, all the things that help me stay positive, you know, like whatever. Like you could put like family, optimism, just anything that gets you back on track and helps you not worry about these things or whatever. So yeah, that's why it's called overpower chart, because they overpower it. Ultimately, these things are way more important than these things. These things are temporarily and just stupid. They're just bothering you, and they're just not worth your time. So yeah, these things overpower it, and it reminds you that that's more important. And ultimately, once you start getting over these things, you will reach your goal. So yeah, that's pretty much how that works. And they overpower chart. Okay. Another tip, which this is mostly about OCD. This is pretty much all about OCD, so if this doesn't apply to you, I apologize. What I did this thing where I would write down, I had this like book, not a real book, but it was just pages where I'd write down like all the things that I had to do because of OCD. I guess this could apply for anything else, because like if you say for anxiety, you could write down like all the things that make you anxious. Just pretty much write down all the things that is why you're doing that. Or say, for example, if you were depressed, all the things that make you depressed. Yeah, just write it all down. Like, I called it the OCD law book. Like, I would like have all these laws for myself, like, you must do this, you must do that. I wrote them all down in a piece of paper. I pretty much had like pages and pages of crap that I had to do, and it was really, really stupid stuff. Like, it was just overwhelmingly ridiculous. And so you have all this stuff. Say if you have anxiety, you write down like, this makes me anxious. You could pretty much just go on forever, like all the things. And even if you struggle with multiple things, write them all down in like separate pieces of paper. So anyway, with that paper, eventually I ended up burning it. Because it's like, you know what? It doesn't matter anymore. You know, you write it all down, you get it out of the way, and then you get rid of it. Because it doesn't matter anymore. You're pretty much burning it. You're ridding yourself of your problems. And you know, I must admit that didn't just like magically help everything, because it didn't, but it really helped. Like, it was kind of nice just like getting rid of all of it. It was kind of like everything that was in my head was now on paper, and because it was all on paper, I could get rid of it easier, because it's so much easier to just destroy paper than to destroy the voice in your head, you know, like it's way easier doing that. So when I was like outside burning it with sparklers, I felt like a pyromaniac. But anyway, I was burning it. I was listening to like really peaceful music. I was chanting. I was singing. It was really great. And then another thing a big thing is giving your problems to God. You know, I mean, not like in the way that you're thinking, but just give it up. Like, say, this isn't mine anymore. I'm not trying to get better because of myself. I'm trying to get better because of you. I want to be better because there's something better out there, you know. And I'm beyond these problems. I'm way beyond it. So yeah, those are pretty much just two things that I've personally done. And yeah, if there's anything that you struggle with that you would like to hear like my perspective on, or you want me to like talk about ways that you can overcome it, because I love coming up with like these little like chart thingies and things to think of and stuff. I love doing that. So if you're struggling with anything, please do message me, and I will come up with a way for you personally that would help you personally. So yeah. Okay. Bye.